Hello student, myself Nimesh Prabhakar. Welcome to Antenna and Propagation lecture series. In my previous lecture, we discussed about the WHJK antenna. Then we discussed about the horizontal lambda by 2 antenna above plane ground and vertical lambda by 2 antenna above plane ground. Now, in this lecture, we discuss about the Shkull-Kuhn-Off theorem for the linear array. Then we discuss about the fundamental of Chebyshev polynomial. So now, first we start with the Shkull-Kuhn-Off theorem for linear array. The Shkull-Kuhn-Off polynomial method is used to carry out the synthesis of array, in which the null are present in desired direction. So this is the main aim of the Shkull-Kuhn-Off theorem. That means this method is used to carry out the synthesis of array in which the null are present in desired direction. So here we know that in the practical application we do not require the null, or the null we require in particular direction. So here, by using this method, we can present the null in a particular direction. In this method, it is necessary to have the knowledge of total number of nulls and the location of all the nulls. From this information, the number of elements are their excitation coefficient can be obtained with the help of this method. So to use this method, we have the necessary, that means we have the knowledge of the total number of nulls in the array and the location of the null. And from this information, we can calculate the excitation of the coefficient is obtained by using this method. So now here we consider the array of n element position along the z-axis as shown in this figure. So here we have considered the n number of elements. Assuming that the amplitude of the excitation is non-uniform, while the phase excitation is progressive of value b. That means here we have considered the amplitude of this excitation is non-uniform. That means it's not uniform, and the phase is excitation is progressive with the value of the beta. Then the array factor is given by, we know that what is the array factor. So we can write the array factor from the equation is AF is equals to sigma n is equals to 1 to n an e raised to j n minus 1 kd cos phi plus alpha. And we can know that, or we also know that the kd cos phi plus alpha is nothing but the psi. So instead of kd cos phi plus beta, we have write just psi. Let we consider that z is equals to x plus jy. So e raised to j psi we can write as e raised to j cos d cos phi plus beta. Thus, modifying equation number 1 by the replacing e raised to j psi term with the z form, the equation number 2 we get AF is equals to sigma n equals to 1 to n an z raised to n minus 1. Same as we can write as, now we expand this equation AF, so we can write AF is equals to n, start from the 1 to up to n, so we can write as a1 z raised to 1 minus 1 plus a2 z raised to 2 minus 1 plus a3 z raised to 3 minus 1 up to an z raised to n minus 1. So when we simplify this equation, like z raised to 1 minus 1 is nothing but the z raised to 0. Z raised to 0 is the 1. So we can write this equation as a1z plus a2z square plus a3z cube up to an z raised to n minus 1. Above equation indicate that is quadratic polynomial with the degree n minus 1 and same number of roots. That means n minus 1 roots. Let z1, z2, zn minus 1 be the root of polynomial of order n minus 1. Then the array factor can be represented as AF is equals to AN, z minus 1, z minus 2, z minus 3 up to z minus zn minus 1. And now we give this equation as a equation number 4. The root of the polynomial may be complex. Hence, the generalized expression of the magnitude of the array factor for any kind of root is given by AF is equals to AN, z minus 1, z minus 2, z minus 3 up to zn minus 1. Now, we plot the magnitude and the phase for the complex variable z with beta is equals to 0, theta varying from the 0 to pi radian, and the spacing between them is d is equals to lambda by 8, then lambda by 4, then lambda by 2, and 3 lambda by 4. So now we observe, after the plotting this plot, we can observe that. So from the first one figure, we can see d is equals to lambda by 8. The value of the z exists only for small part of the circle as shown in this figure. That means in the first one figure, we can see here. Now, second one observation, we can see the value of z outside the portion of the arc are not realizable for any angle theta, particularly for d is equals to lambda by 8. Then the realizable arc, that means the portion of the circle, is referred as the visible region VR, while the portion of the circle in which z value are not realizable is referred as the invisible region IR. So here we can see this is a two region IR and VR. Then when the spacing between the element increase, the visible region extend as compared to that for the spacing d is equals to lambda by 8 as shown in the figure B and D. To cover the all z value without repeating or the duplicating them, the spacing required is d is equals to lambda by 2, which give the entire circle trace at least once as shown in the figure C. If the spacing d is greater than lambda by 2, so multiple value of z as shown in the figure D. Now we discuss about the second one topic, that is the fundamental of Chebyshev polynomial, or we can discuss about the Chebyshev polynomial. The Chebyshev polynomial with the variable x is denoted by Tmx. The Chebyshev polynomial is defined by equation given by as Tmx is equals to cos m cos inverse x for the value for the minus 1, x less than or equals to plus 1. And for the x is greater than 1, we can write as Tmx is equals to cos hyperfunction m cos inverse x. And we give the equation as a 1 and 2. Here m is integer constant with a range of from 0 to infinite. Let now obtain the Chebyshev polynomial for the different value of the m. So for the different value of m, we get the different Chebyshev polynomial equation. Let me consider first one, m is equals to 0. Then the equation number 1 we can write as, now here we consider the m is equals to 0. So we can write T0x is equals to cos m cos inverse x. Let we consider the delta is equals to cos inverse x. Then we can write, instead of the delta, we can write the cos inverse x. So T0x become the cos m delta. T0x, now here the m is equals to 0. So it become the cos 0. So T0x become 1. Now we consider m is equals to 1. Then we put the value in the equation number 1, m is equals to 1. So we can write T1x is equals to cos, instead of m is equals to 1, we have write cos inverse x. Now we can write cos inverse x. So here the cos inverse x is nothing but a delta, and so cos inverse x and a cos is the cut. So we get that T1x is equals to x. Now we consider m is equals to 2. Then we can write T2x is equals to cos 2 cos inverse x. Then now we consider the delta is equals to cos inverse x. So we can write as a cos 2 delta, because we have here considered the delta is equals to cos inverse x. By trigonometric property, we can write cos 2 delta is nothing but the 2 cos square delta minus 1. So now we use this trigonometric identity. So we get the 2x is equals to 2 cos square delta minus 1. Now we substituting the value of the delta is equals to cos inverse x in this equation. So we get the T2x is equals to 2x square minus 1. Now we consider the m is equals to 3. So for the m is equals to 3, it becomes the T3x. So cos 3 cos inverse x. So now we consider the cos inverse x is equals to delta. So we can write the cos 3 delta. By trigonometric property, we can write the cos 3 delta is nothing but 4 cos cube delta minus 3 cos delta. So now we use this in this equation. So we can write 4 cos cube delta minus 3 cos delta. Now we substitute the value, delta is equals to cos inverse x. So we get T3x is equals to 4x cube minus 3x. So thus the first 11 T-Chebyshev, that means the Chebyshev polynomial, can be summarized by using this table. So here for the first 11 Chebyshev polynomial value we can get as a, that means the T0x for the 1, T1x is equals to x, then T2x is equals to 2x square minus 1. So we have the first 11 polynomial value. We can summarize by using this table. Now the characteristic of Chebyshev polynomial for even and odd value of m are shown in the figure. Now properties we discuss here. All the polynomial oscillate between the value minus 1 and 1. Here we can see the value is oscillate between the minus 1 and 1. We can see here. In the region x less than 1, the mth order Chebyshev polynomial crosses the axis m times. In the region x greater than 1, the Chebyshev polynomial go on increasing without any control. The rate at which the polynomial extend is given by x raised to m. The null of the Chebyshev polynomial are given by the root of the mth degree Chebyshev polynomial as follow. Considering mth order Chebyshev polynomial given by Tmx is equals to cos m cos inverse x is equals to cos m delta, where the cos delta is equals to x. Then the null are given by the roots cos m delta is equals to 0. So we can write the m delta is equals to cos inverse 0. So cos inverse 0 is nothing but we can write as 2k minus 1 into pi by 2. So delta become 2k minus 1 into pi upon 2m. So here in this lecture we learn about the Shkul-Kundrop theorem for linear array. Then we learn about the fundamental of Chebyshev polynomial. Thank you.